Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls around the world, it's time to experience the O's on the Original Sports Podcast.
There ain't no such thing as an O. It's a big O. If it's an O, it's a big O. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
You ever been down to the city lately since they took the O out down there?
Yes. Matter of fact, was I home? It was over the summer because it was still hot. I was down there with Merlaki, hung out down the strip. Man. Yeah, it was a good time.
I went down there. Vincent and I were down there with Sis and his boy. To look on the street and see no O, just kind of, it was painful.
It was
Our Pittsburgh fans, for our Pittsburgh fans, the O was the joint.
What though?
It was the greasiest mother.
Yeah, and I'll be honest with you though. Now that you mention it, I don't know. I can't recall off the top of the dome eating at the O and it being daylight. I don't know if I ever ate there during daylight hours.
Ain't no such a thing.
I do not think I ever ate at the O.
No such thing. There's no way you ever did
was
that.
greasy. If it was even still open and we tried to eat that now at our age, we could hear our arteries hardening as we walk.
It ain't gonna take much now, Mikey. It ain't gonna take much now. Hey, today we celebrate these guys. No matter what anybody says. Hey, listen.
Today was a good day.
Oh, this is all teasers, everybody. We're teasing you heading into Tuesday's show. We're doing the first customer show. It's a spinoff of the Original Sports Podcast. We don't know when we're going to bring it to you. We don't know what we're going to have on the table for you, but we're going to bring it to you. And it's going to be short, quick, and full of juicy tidbits to take you to the OSP on Tuesdays at 7 to 8 every week. Okay? That's our joint, but we like teasing it up. Mikey and I love talking sports. Why should we talk sports on the phone like we do? We text the whole damn game.
Yeah.
When we could talk it to you all, feel free to chime in on those comments. We are going to talk about today the Steelers, what I consider a pretty dominant performance. They put up 44 points. We're going to talk about Penn State and Oregon playing for the Big Ten. The Big Ten with Oregon in it. We're going to talk about Pitt is shit. They started out 7-0, lost 5 straight. Is Doozy really going to make it through this? We're going to talk a little bit about OSU. Is Ryan Day going to make it through this? Because he shouldn't. We're going to talk very little about the Ravens, and they're going to just dominate today against Philly, which saddens me. Sorry about that. And I want to touch a little bit on San Francisco and Arizona. I think Arizona is the real deal out there. They're a few pieces away. And I'm a little concerned for San Francisco. Just a little bit, but I'm a little concerned for those guys. So, Mikey, let's start. The Steelers. Did you expect this today? Did you expect 44 points?
No. I told you before I was nervous. I told you before I was nervous. I was nervous about it. I'm glad Russ got to cook. I was saying it before the season started. I believed in him. People were like, they were happy, and your boy Rodgers was getting hyped. Your boy Cousins was getting hyped down here in Atlanta. I'm glad Denver kicked Russ to the curb. I'm glad he got with a winning organization, a strong coach. I'm geeked, but no, I did not accept today. I did not expect that today.
Mikey, why are these my boys? Because they ain't my boys. I am not a Cousins fan, although I like him. I watched quarterbacks last year, and I think he's a good Christian guy.
It's not that I don't like him. I'm just not.
My strength is being like that person right there. I mean, I visually show it all the time, but I'm down. Okay. I'm happy for Russ. You know what makes me happier for him is that Mark Schlereth, what's the asshole from Denver that talks shit on him?
Schlereth.
Yeah. He talks so much trash on him. Wish we could get him on a show so we could lambaste him, put him in his place. I don't care if he played in the NFL. That makes no bit of difference to me. Because you know what? Tomorrow morning, you're getting up, putting on your pants just like me. And guess what? If you still have to work in radio, you don't make no money, or you spent your money, bro. You spent your money. So, I'm happy for Russ. We're going to talk about Pickens on Tuesday, but he's got to grow up, man.
Yeah,
he's 23 years old.
We'll get into that on Tuesday. And also, what bothered me, that first play, how was that not pass interference? The way exactly you hit somebody, that's what it was, man. That's what it was.
They chose not to make it pass interference.
And we'll get more into it, but just on Tuesday, Porter's penalties. He had a rough day today. But he's playing aggressive. I can deal with that. Because some of those were ticky tack. Some refs may have called some of them may not have called some. But your boy Pickens, I can't deal with those penalties. I can't take because those blatant bonehead.
I'll take a physical cornerback any day.
Whatever.
And you're right. Some of it was ticky tack, but we're going to circle back to that on Tuesday. But that is something definitely worth addressing. I did think that Najee Harris needs to be considered for, if you're not going to sign him a 5th year. They chose not to sign for a 5th year. If you're not going to sign him, you better go ahead and tag him. You better go ahead and tag him.
So if you're tagging him, you're telling me you're putting him in average top 5 backs.
How much are the average top 5 backs making in the NFL, Mikey?
Okay, which we can get in more Tuesday, because I'll admit, the money aspect is different compared to being top 5 back to me.
Yeah.
Because if I went through the league, here's my problem. When you think of the other top backs, you know what I'm saying? You're thinking now. I still always thought Saquon was nice. I like Aaron. There's Jacobs, whatever have you.
Yeah,
those guys are clear-cut number ones for their team. Yes, Najee is number 1, but when they get in, they don't lose a whole lot with Warren. So that's why I'm like, man, is he top 5? I don't know the salary. I don't know, but I would say this because you made me think of something which I wasn't thinking about. If the Steelers didn't pick up his 5th option, which means you could lose him, why are you not getting Warren more into the game? Why are you not seeing Patterson more? They got another rookie that's there. Why are you not playing these guys more to see what you have? I don't get it.
There's a plan in place, and we don't know about that plan, but there's a plan in place. They are not going to go ahead and marquee a guy that's going to walk away from the squad. That's all I'm going to say. We'll get more into it Tuesday, but I think Newbuzzer's going to have something to add to this about Warren because he had a really astute text that I thought made a difference in what he said. So, hey, let's go ahead and jump over to PSU versus Oregon in the Big Ten Championship. But before we get there, Franklin and Loxley, the midfield confrontation.
Okay. Now, mind you, I don't want to say contempt. I don't have the distaste for Franklin that you do. We already know you're not on his Christmas card list, nor is he on yours. But, however,
he's a bitch. Oh, wait, did I say that out loud?
But here's my take on it. And Bobby Bowden said it years and years and years ago when they said, the great Bobby Bowden, when he was allowed, they're saying you're running up the score. And he would say, I got guys who are second, third teamers that never get to play. When they get in, they want to shine, basically. If you can't stop them, that's not on us.
That's right.
I agree with Franklin when he said that. That's just, his guys that are playing, they haven't played much this year. They're not going to play much, the rest of the season. Don't know where they'll be next year. How many of them were seniors, this, that, and the third. So I don't have a problem with it. And your boy Loxley getting ticked off, bro.
Listen, I'm going to tell you something. I'm not a big Loxley fan. I know people that are Maryland people here, went to Maryland, whole 9 yards. Oh, Lox. I'm like, what are you talking about? This guy's not a winner. He's not a winner. He's not even a great recruiter. He can't even get these kids from Maryland to go to Maryland. Like, it blows my mind away how they put him on a pedestal. I'm like, what has he done? What has he done?
Doesn't he have 3 bowl wins? 3 straight bowl wins. They're not big. They're not you. I mean, you know what I'm saying? I hate to say this to you guys. You're never going to be in contention, not never, but nobody's really jockeying for Maryland and Loxley to be in the Big Ten championship or top 2 or 3 team. I get that.
Maryland will never be there under Loxley. Never. Never.
No.
Okay. I think Maryland is grossly overmatched. They should be like a freaking, I don't even know what division they should play in, but they are never going to get out of the position they're in. They're barely, in my opinion, they are barely a Power Four conference team. That's how crazy I think it is, honestly. And I know I've got people listening and watching and all that think differently, but I don't like. They put guys in the pros. They're like Pitt. Maryland should play they should play in a conference with Pitt. Speaking of Pitt, it's time for Narduzzi to go. It's time. And I like Deuce. I've met Deuce. I like Deuce. Unlike Franklin up at Penn State, I actually like Deuce. Okay. Dude. He's kind of a player's coach, but he doesn't get the job done.
5 straight
against
that to me, man. 5 straight, and they were skyrocketing. They were hot as a pistol.
They should have beat Clemson. I was there. I sat in the stands and watched it. They should have beat Clemson.
7-0, and you 5 just down the 5 down. That was rough. That was.
How about you want to bet they go 7-6?
You think?
Oh my God, yeah,
dude. If he loses 6 straight, yeah, because that to me, if you lose 6 straight, there's not anything positive to build on for next season.
That was a Heather like hire, and the new guy coming in does not have to abide by that. Okay, that was a Heather like hire.
True,
and it's time to move on from him. The only problem is she signed him to a long-term deal.
No,
so
no.
Are is the people who are funding that program? I'm not talking about the University of Pittsburgh. I'm talking about the people that fund that program. You get it. Are they going to give the seal of approval to pay him off and get him the hell out of there?
Okay, real quick, because I know this is off topic, but what do you think it would take for Pitt to be a player? Not huge, not Oregon State money, not Ohio State money, and then they get Texas A&M. What do you think it would take for them to be bigger in the NIL? Do they have the money? Can they, from their boosters, can they get the money to become bigger in the portal and NIL and offer NIL money?
The University of Pittsburgh is known as a medical university.
True.
At the end of the day, and there are a lot of world-renowned doctors out there. They probably have an exorbitant amount of money. And the key would be to get them to throw some finances behind it. I also think the University of Pittsburgh, and we're going to end it after this, but I also think the University of Pittsburgh needs their own stadium. Nothing is more minimizing than playing in somebody else's stadium.
Yes. And real quick, you see the difference when you're at some of these other facilities and they have their own stadium and they want to be, whether you're in Death Valley at Clemson, whether you're at the Big House in Michigan, whether you're at Penn State, and they have their own facility. It's just different, man. And it's not even a college atmosphere when you're at Acrisure Stadium or Hines when they were playing it. You're right. They need their own facility. They need it.
And I hope they figure that out with the new guy coming in. And I hope the new guy makes a commitment to the organization, because I feel like Heather Light came in with one foot out the door.
Okay, real quick. Hey, how far do you see it being going back to the Jackie Sherrill days, Dan Marino, Dorsett, when I'm saying Pitt football was exciting? Because I can't, you know what I mean? When it was exciting, people tuned in to see those guys. The stadium was rocking. It was like where we had a coach everybody loved. What do you see it being able to go back to that? And I mean, anything can flip-flop, but do you think we'll see it could we see a rebound like that in the next 5 to 10 years? It almost feels like Pitt football had the death penalty for the last few seasons. They just can't get it together.
Well, Kenny Pickett was the guy to circle your wagons around, because he did some amazing things when he played at the University of Pittsburgh. He may not be a great professional quarterback. He may not work out well with the Pittsburgh Steelers, but he was a guy to circle your wagons around. And if they had their own stadium, they had a Kenny Pickett, they could walk down the hill after the game was over and go into the city, or go into the Oakland, where the city was at that point for the University of Pittsburgh, and really rally and enjoy that victory. That's a whole nother ball of wax. But people having to travel down to Heinz Field, Acrisure Field, whatever the heck you want to call it, and have to watch football there.
They need to put that
takes
closer to the stadium.
it really takes away from the ambiance of everything.
Yes,
you know?
yeah, it really does.
Mikey, sir, I'm sorry. I pushed this on past PSU in Oregon. That game is going to be a total blowout.
Yeah. But the funny part is, and I understand we still got a week out, so more money will come in, different things will happen. Penn State is only a 4.4 point dog right now.
It's because they want to see money come in.
Yeah. But
There's no way Penn State, unless there's some shady shit going on, there's no way Penn State is going to Oregon and winning.
Okay, so let me ask you this real quick. Do you think, I hate to say this, I'm not a fan. I'm not a Drew Aller fan. I'm just not. I just, for all the fanfare he came in with, top player in Ohio when he was there, I'm just not a huge believer in Aller. Do you think he would be the difference not getting it done? Or do you think it's just going to be Oregon's flat out speed?
I think Oregon's flat out speed. I don't think Drew Eller is the savior. Every year, Penn State, or every 2 years, Penn State comes out with a new quarterback, and you think to yourself, is this the guy? Is this the guy? Is this the guy? But it's never the guy. It's never the guy. And they change coordinators, and they change mental philosophy. They do a whole lot of different things, but it's still Penn State offense, and it's still the same shit from those quarterbacks.
Yeah.
Go out and get yourself a Quinn Ewers. Go out and get yourself an Arch Manning. Go out and get yourself somebody who's sitting out there that is a proven winner.
Mark,
pick on Eli Holstein. How do you not think that Pitt won't rebound from this, though?
I know.
It may not rebound under Narduzzi, but Holstein has not been in any of the 5 games, by the way.
I know. I'd love to be in that building. What is going on? What's he thinking? What's his thought process? To just, fall off a cliff 5 straight, man.
I can't wait to talk about PSU and Oregon on Tuesday, Mikey. Hey, OSU had the team to absolutely dismantle Michigan. What is wrong? Ryan Day should be, hey, Ryan, right there. I don't care if you signed a new deal or not, right? See that door back there? We definitely have the people that are going to push you out the door. We have alumni that we don't need you here. Thanks for playing. Have a great day.
Has he won a national championship?
No. Wait.
I can't think, because here's my thing. Hypothetically, yes, it stinks that you don't beat Michigan at your rival. Once rivals are there, a lot of things go out the window, records and everything go out the window. But this should have been a year just on your NIL money alone. You know what I mean? Just on your NIL money alone. No, he doesn't. He has the Big Ten, but no, he was coach of the year to Big Ten. Honestly, man, I know they do. Boosters put a lot in beating Michigan. They put a lot in beating Michigan. If you don't get it this year, the win for Michigan is out. The Big Ten title is out. Beat Michigan. He had 3. He had 3 goals this year. First one, beat Michigan. Second one, win the Big Ten. Third one, win a national championship. Technically, you can still do 3, but when 1 out of 3 is pretty bad. Oh, man. I don't know, man. I'm interested to see how this goes, because when you had that NIL money, when you had a top rookie freshman in Smith as a wide receiver, Howard was supposed to be the man at quarterback, you had everything. 22 mil, 25 mil, something like that, just in your starters alone, and you lose to Michigan. But now let me ask real quick, does this finally get Moore a contract? You realize technically Moore was coaching with Michigan with no contract, and you lose to him? This might be it, man. This might be it. We'll get in deeper Tuesday.
Day's going to be gone. Moore's going to be gone, although Moore should get a couple of years. But in answering your question, no, he has not won a national championship. I just did my research super quick, and Ryan Day has not won a national championship. We're going to talk about this Tuesday, but does Ohio State need to go outside of the organization? That's what we're going to talk about Tuesday. Because inside the organization, there are some candidates, but you've already gone inside the organization and you're not getting the results.
Yeah, and we'll get into it Tuesday. Because I want to know who's picking or who is looking at the talent, because he does have talent, but maybe he's not bringing the best out in him.
Sure.
But we'll see, man. We'll see.
Yeah. Hey, Mikey, San Francisco is suffering. They're suffering with a lot of injury. Okay. A shit ton of injury. Okay. I don't even think that McCaffrey's 100%. All right.
No.
Does this team get back to where they want to be? Are they going to be healthy enough?
Mark, here's the thing. At some point, everybody's window closes, right? Everybody's window closes. McCaffrey's a year older. Everybody's getting a year older, and they're coming off injury. Shanahan has been a coach that has taken teams, done well, NFC Championship game, Super Bowls. He can't get over the hump.
No.
I'm not saying dismantle everything. I'm not saying that. However, that window's shrinking, and I don't know how they're going to get back. I just don't. And to be honest with you, I don't feel bad for him because it's Shanahan and the way he did Steve Wilks. I know I don't even know Wilks. I don't know Wilks, but
thought you always like this. No, I'll play it.
I think Wilks, honestly, the way they did him, and Shanahan used him as a scapegoat when his offense didn't get it done. I don't feel bad for him, but they also fell off a cliff. I know injuries are huge. And nobody got hit worse than them, or they're right up there with anybody else. But I don't see him getting back, man. I just don't.
Mikey, at the end of the day, he's got a lot of guys under contract, but you know who's not under contract? Brock Purdy.
Bro, I know.
They got to pay him. If you think he's that big of a stud at quarterback, you got to pay him.
Real quick, and we'll get more into Tuesday. Do you think Brock Purdy can put up those numbers and get the wins? I don't want to say in any team, any organization, but in any system? Or do you think Shanahan's system with those weapons is customized for Purdy to do work?
What do you think Russ will be doing in Pittsburgh with those?
Man.
How about Joe Burrow in Cincinnati? Man. How about Lamar in Baltimore?
Man.
Okay, how about I'll even go one step further. Aaron Rodgers with the Jets with those weapons.
Wow. Man.
Yeah, as much as I think I really like the Purdy kid. It's like it's like a 16-year-old kid that I'd be teaching right now. That's what he looks like. But at the end of the day, he is loaded with weapons
everywhere. Loaded with weapons everywhere. But
and he's taught, if that's not there, that's going to be there.
Yes.
If that's not there, that's going to be there. He's told. He doesn't have to think twice.
And I love it, though, because he doesn't try to play outside of himself. So I'd be interested to see are they going to keep him? Are they going to pay him? What is he worth? We'll see, man, because when you have all those weapons,
like 14-12, Eagles over the Ravens. How's this thing end? How's it end without you telling me how it ends?
Oh, Ravens lose. I'm not going to Ravens lose. They're going to give it up in the fourth quarter. We'll get it more into this Tuesday. I'm telling you right now, go back 3 months when we saw the Steelers schedule. Me personally, can't speak for you, but me personally, I was a lot more worried about the second half of this season then than I am now. The Ravens are not the team that I thought they were going to be. The Bengals certainly aren't. And the Chiefs have been lucky a whole lot, and they come to Pittsburgh Christmas Day. I'm feeling a whole lot better about Russ and that team than I was 3 months ago. I'm just being honest with you.
Well, I really want to respond to Glenn here, but I'm going to respect him, Big Glenn. They didn't make Russell look like Peyton Manning today. The Bengals defense is shit, and if you can't see that, everybody else can because everybody else has thrashed them.
So, you know what, though? They have, because everybody scores high. But you know what? Real quick, Richardson, you can say what you want, but he threw for what? Well, over 3,000 yards, 26-8 last year. Russ could always play. He could always play. Give him time. He'll get you there.
Yeah, so don't take me down that road. You know what?
Yeah.
Don't buy into that bullshit that they fed you out in Denver. That was garbage because that coach wanted his own quarterback, and he got him. Bo Nix is doing well. And Bo Nix is going to be a great quarterback for him. Well, a really good quarterback for him.
Yeah.
Okay? He's going to be but Russ had his own mindset. 49ers need more money. Joe, they're throwing all their money at the guys they have. I don't know if they can pay everybody.
That's going to be the thing. Who you
Yep.
know who are they going to be able to? I don't know, man. We'll see.
Mikey, I'm going to dangle one last carrot in front of you, and we're going to wrap this up because, man, we've gone already 25 minutes.
Man,
Hey,
we can still be on the Steeler game without even blinking an eye and going 25 minutes.
I think we went like 5 minutes on the Steelers.
I
That's the
know.
amazing piece of it. Hey, Arizona with Kyler Murray is what, 7-3. They are picking their eye inside the playoffs. They are out there in the west of the NFC, a team to contend with.
Yeah.
And now they did that at the end of last year, and they're doing it again this year.
Yeah.
What's going on?
I don't know because they're solid in every category. I'll be honest, and I'll take the beating for it. In every week, I still don't pick them to win. And they're proving me wrong, but I still don't pick them to win. I just don't. There's something about them that I'm like, you're the Arizona Cardinals. You haven't been decent in X amount of years, and I don't see it lasting. And I can't, because if you when I'm watching them, they're solid here, they're solid there. Kyler gets it done. They pull it out at the end, but they're getting a win. They're scrappy. They're not tucking their tail. They're not running. They're there to but I'm just not picking them. I'm not at the end of the month. They're at the end of the season. They're going to shock me and some other people, I believe, though.
I can't wait to talk about that more on Tuesday. Mikey, I the one thing I think is amazing about them is the fact that James Conner keeps on trucking, but the Steelers let him walk because they couldn't figure out how to use him efficiently.
Hold on. In our defense, though, let's not forget. I remember when he signed with the Cardinals, and there was a meme where people were passing around. He pulled his thumb signing his contract. He was always he was always hurt for us.
Yes.
I'm like, I don't know if he went out there with the old people in the Arizona air and they got good to him, but he was never healthy.
I'm still rooting for that kid. I root for that team because there were a lot of ties to Pittsburgh to that team.
Yes.
And I really like James Conner. He's a stand-up guy.
From what he went through, he battled. Yes, man. Yeah.
We hear too much. And I'm going to leave it at this. We hear too much about all the negativity. We hear too much about all the negativity in the NFL. We hear about the bad guys. We don't hear enough about the good guys in the NFL. And you know what? Yeah.
And you're absolutely right. And that's part our fault. And when I say our fault, society's fault. Because if you have a story that's a feel-good story, it's not as they don't want to hear that. But as soon as you send something salacious, somebody fighting, somebody arguing, it sells like hotcakes. You know what I mean? Yeah. And that's our society's problem, that we don't get behind a good guy. We say we love a comeback story. We say we love the root for the Davis versus Goliath. But at the end of the day, the action movies, the kill 'em, shoot 'em up movies, the bad, that's always what wins out. But
hell yeah. You saw Pickens get his penalty today. He busted it out like this up into the crowd. Boom! 15 yards. Hey, Joe, it is warm in Arizona, but they got a dome over that shit. And you never know who's going to make the Super Bowl, my man.
I know.
Know.
That's the crazy part.
It was awesome catching up with you tonight. I hope all's well. Hope Thanksgiving kicked your ass.
Oh, it was
Thanks
beautiful.
so much for hooking me up with my guy Jamal, man. It's so funny when I get to hook up with those guys because they're, they were kids when I was growing up. So, they're like,
and it's funny where life takes us, man. Me and him sat down, chopped it up for a while.
When he said I was like in a time machine, I was like, hell yeah. I remember him being just a thing.
Yes.
So,
yes,
Tops,
man. Absolutely.
Let's catch up again real soon. I'm sure we'll be texting. I'm gonna go down
before the night's over.
I'm gonna go watch that Eagles-Ravens game.
Yes, sir.
May there be peace in the Middle East.